is Revelations. Yes, and my name is Maame Grace. I am your host. We are trying to put the world together before God. We don't discriminate. Obiya ni wo ye nyankopon nana, ye nyina ye nyamemba. Ana we hu say nyankopon grandchild bi ewo baby da. We want to understand ourselves. So we keep revealing. Today's episode is very special. We've not had such on set before. And they say Rastafarians na ewo krom ha no. Sign na society ehu omo. Omo ti no hunhum mu nsem bi edi akire. Omo ye spiritually endowed. Ana said the den na omo gye omo chiri ne ye ne saa. Eno ena ye pese ye hunhum bi ta ye akire e ya abayisem. Ana sebe said the nkofo tagi omo. So omo de sebe ntampe inti no omo chiri na ye saa no. Eno na ye gu so aye hwehwem ye pese ye hu. This platform we educate people. They are want to see no and no and na you reveal at the mouth. If you can, in case you just join us, I'm now introducing my guest. You've not lost anything yet. Again, my name is Maame Grace. Yes, and then me was said so. Me was the president of Ghana Rastafarians Association. Or no, and I want no. I was said so. Daddy Bosco, I welcome you.
Thank you.
Daddy Bosco said, "Ne wuni ma me reveal amount." Or no, your president in Pesa for. Aye, Daddy Bosco, welcome once again to Revelations. And I have one of the most handsome Rastafarians. Never I was me said so, and then me was ELORM BEENIE. I was said this. ELORM, welcome to Revelations. Since you know, you omo na ebe twetwe nkomo. Omo adwene said their society hu omo ni omo kom esan omo ti a omo agenti. Eno hu nkomo ene ye ba bedi memo wakọ ababiom e de ba Revelations. Show is media de Maame Grace o. Ai, Daddy Bosco, wo wakọ president na wo so ena me de be start efi. Yes, you be a Rastafarians a mo wo ahodo. Why na ye Rastafarian?
But I say, never mun say, from about 1930 or so, and Rastafari in this form, bar into the conversation. Into Usha from those days, no, Mpenyimfo no, they weren't growing locks initially in Jamaica. What they had was beards. And it's after 1950, then dreadlocks became more prominent in the movement. Now, Jamaica for inspiration free Africa. Because we were Kenya, during the Mau Mau struggles, there were dreadlocks. Now, we were West Africa has a dreadlocks is part of young culture into which some of the tribes are say obipe ba ana bibisa o nkola no mo wo mo no mo ja mo mpese no. So dreadlocks is African. That's the first thing people have to understand. And then Seni Americano from 1930, following the crowning of Haile Selassie as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, was a big source of inspiration from Crawford Muwohono. So people started adhering to a certain way of life. From that time not till now, no. Someone can tell you that Rastafari is one of the fastest growing faiths because there are a lot of young Muslims who identify with Rastafari. There are a lot of young Christians who identify with Rastafari. There are a lot of other people who are of different faiths and they identify with Rastafari. As a matter of fact, and when we talk, we say the faith is still evolving for a number of reasons because Senamika and Obehu Kramoni or say a Rasta, Obehu Christo Sumni or say a Rasta, we will be so on course sorry on your Kramoni on also a Rasta. A lot of people see Rastafari from various forms, but for most of us, the underlying principle is a certain respect for Emperor Haile Selassie and then for African culture. For many of us, these are the two two commonalities into Rastaman be a or a Muslim and or a Christian. These two things will be there. He or she will respect Emperor Haile Selassie and will hold African values or Pan-Africanism high. Yeah.
Okay, ELORM, we are youth, yes. What do you go through? It like society, how receive you saying a big crowd almost say because of the hair and the beard. Into the youth no more banana a holy etino any beard like that Rastafarian believe, and then come and limit you in a way. I want to know.
And in terms of limitations on the job, it's there. It's very real. We can't run away from it. But on the other side, so I think it's decreasing gradually. At first, people wouldn't even want to see you with dreadlocks. But at least now, society has a, how do I even put it, a liberal mindset to vibe along or to get close to people with dreadlocks. From those days, would I say vintage days or from years back, Rasta hasn't evolved to the modern ways of doing things. So people thought, Rastafarians are savages or they don't like people, or they don't like to stay around people, because we move there with the natural vibe. We love more of realism. We are in tune with nature. So most of the time you see us moving along those lines. So they think we are quote unquote some weird people or we don't like urban lifestyle, but we do like it. Coming back to seeking jobs, because of the, I would say the stereotypical mindset, who wear dreadlocks and who shiwi, or you are a vulgar person or you are a bad guy in society, that has been imprinted on our minds for so many years. So people still feel like that when they see you on dreadlocks. They feel, even before they get to know what exactly you do, that prejudice, or they prejudge you even before they get to know you more. So in terms of government side, seeking jobs, it can be difficult. But as I'm talking to you, I can give you an example of a big brother, Stanley Boama Obongo, who is a professional teacher under Ghana Education Service and who is sporting his dreadlocks. Then again comes the question, why is he allowed to keep his dreadlocks? Also because of the way he carries himself. So behavior or temperament also comes to play. Just like any other person, we all have different behaviors. But, and if you have dreadlocks, there's Daddy Bosco, more like 3 times responsibility on you to behave in a certain way to make sure that you are accepted in society, even though it's not a pressure on some of us. But you need to prove yourself to society as to why you have dreadlocks, but you are a harmless person. So these things come to play. In the private sector, they don't really care about these things. I work with companies, I work with individuals. They don't necessarily have to downgrade me or stereotype me because I have dreadlocks. They are looking at my output and my behavior instead of the hairstyle. Not to say that the hairstyle isn't a symbol of concern in the work, but when it comes to productivity, that's the least thing.
Okay, you are watching Revelations. I'm going straight to Daddy Bosco. Rastafarians, any weed smoking, is it part of the hair? You bet me I say obi awaye ni ti sabia e smoky ana.
Debbie, you know why? Me banu me share social media. There's a picture of a very beautiful young girl. Or she tampi. And a man for kahu asem. And I think sometime last year you can say Ghana need a third country. Yes, she we power yasemu.
Third country.
Yes.
I actually read pa.
Yes. Yes. Inti ye analysis no na say how many Rastafarians were Ghana. I think Rastafari in Ghana won't even be more than 1 million. Plus sympathizers na nyina. Inti 29 plus million Ghanaians na kano. Inti a misconception. Me before me who Rasta wa Ghana no na amanfo shiwi wala badi. Before me be Rasta. Na omu shipa get to bebre e Ghana no ko hardly would you see a Rasta man there. Inti eye adwin bia amanfo just because he be a Peter Tosh can say legalize it because he was an advocate for cannabis usage and he was advocating for medical marijuana until would he legalize it or see it's good for your glaucoma
is it true?
Wouldn't be some of us as Rastas, me I've been a Rasta for 40 years. Right now, when I sit down, or even more, because I grew my dreadlocks when I was about 14, 15, while Quina secondary school. Now I'm 58 years. So I've been dreadlocks I've been Rastaman for more than 40 years. Now, over the period of time in America, right now, over 34 states have legalized marijuana. We call Netherlands, one of their biggest sources of revenue, their cannabis tourism. A man from London, from wherever, they go to Holland for a weekend, smoke cannabis and go back. In the point I mean, say Peter Tosh no more in the 70s they started talking about legalize it, no. And afe na sebio a man for atiasi or munime bie or man.
Yeah, bet me put the abadan. I think Black Rasta started talking about this, and he had a lot of issues. Inti afe patoto aso.
Inti afe na a man for atiasi. Inti the other day, Honorable Osei Wusukan said Rastafari is equal to weed smoking on Misri. Because in 5 years' time, Meshan penny form bedi we who a drop. When him said last year, Ghana Parliament here passed a law. Say Indian hemp, you can trade in it at least 0.3% THC level. Inti penny for to say, yeah, showing your ma over a period of time, no 5 years. Say Yamu, yes, Maya, Freya, you be bought in Comoyum, and then would yam boar be my yang. Because increasingly people are coming to realize that cannabis is not a bonsam tower, it is rather a miracle drug, a cure cancer. Manomu omudi yomutri, among for the year. So the other day I was saying somewhere, say, young Nyayesren say, His Excellency Nanado. On certain commission. Na commission no nye research no. Sebio yem pese e bia. Senya oka Ghana beyond 8. Na Ghana ye hia sika no. Mahmoud Baumi ebe ka kire say sika no wo ha. But how do we utilize it? Cocoa takes years to harvest. Cannabis 3 months.
Or even 2.
Or even 2. You can harvest and grow the crop 3 or 4 times a year. It will turn our economy round. No joke. No joke.
So coming to that, you see, let me raise my leg. You see these socks? I bought these socks in Netherlands, Holland. It's made out of marijuana, which is fiber. I don't know if the cameras can capture this very well.
Capture.
Yes.
Capture, Maame.
You see, these are the things that...
Into where me smoke here,
No. So this is processed from marijuana.
Matthias, yeah.
So why are we always focusing on the smoking aspect? There's a commercial value for it, there's a medical value for it, and there's a recreational side of it. But society, is always focused on the recreational side, and the recreational side, is only the smoking aspect that is being talked about. Anytime marijuana comes up, then it's smoking or either rastas. But there are so many companies in Ghana now, allegedly, who are even using marijuana in so many beverages, in so many pastries that people are consuming who are non-rastas.
Let me ask this, so if in case they should legalize this thing,
yes,
since they've tagged you people with it for a very long time, most mobile claims to be said someone legalize it,
no, because like Daddy Bosco said, let's regulate it. In Belgium, it's regulated. In Netherlands,
yes,
it's regulated.
They will regulate it and all that. Yes. But the fact that they tagged your names with it,
yes,
and caused a whole lot of problems. Now it's been open.
Yes,
they've legalized it.
But
most mobile claims to say maybe 80% of that job should be given to us, because at the end of the day,
you see, I am of the view that now that even Jamaicans have fought against this thing, I'm like, okay, for so many years, Rastas have been stereotyped with this, and now that it's become commercially viable, you are not even giving the chance to the Rastas that you have been blaming all this while to make good use of it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So I'm sure when the hem that was last year, when government intervened, I'm hoping and praying that it becomes more liberal for people who want to go into that business, look at the economic or commercial value of it. I don't want to talk...
I understand that perfectly.
Yes.
I want to know that the BOSCO, since you are the president, I want to know the structures that you people will make concerning this, because you're dragging. I mean, we heard Black Rasta is going through a whole lot because of that. So now, no, someone legalize it. Dear being structures na mobile to have upper hand in trading in those things. That is my one question for Daddy Bosco. This question, I'm giving it to you. Now, we have a whole lot of issues in Ghana now. A lot of people are vulnerable. I don't know much about weed. Maybe we know me read a bit about it, and I know the ayenum na no power ho, the obetumianum ne wia wo ho. I read a bit about it. Now, why I'm bringing out this question is that when you smoke it or drink it, I know you become a bit vulnerable or somehow.
It has some psychoactive effect.
That.
Yes.
So the question is this: you will educate us a bit about that, and then you look at this question for me. The youth and whatever that they are going through, do you think if we legalize it, they will look for jobs? You need to employ people. Don't you think somebody will go and drink it, become vulnerable, or smoke it, become vulnerable, and then will be better fun the other side? I say no. I mean, you know what's going on.
Yeah,
so what structures would you build? No, he is going to take that. You don't throw it for.
No,
he is taking the structures that will give you people the maximum job in trading in that thing. Since they tagged you people with it, I know and I believe because of the tag, you people delve into it, read a lot about it, and have a lot of idea about it. So this one, because you are the youth, the reason I'm giving you this question.
Yes.
Don't you think when they legalize it and people are working in the farms, they will have an idea about it, and somebody will maybe drink or smoke and become vulnerable, and somebody might...
So alcohol is even more harmful than marijuana?
Not the harmfulness, like, I mean...
I know. I'm coming to what you're saying, but alcohol is legalized. Cigarettes, which has nicotine, which causes cancer, is legal. And nobody is scared or more alarmed about it than marijuana, which even grows some cancer cells, and which kills some cancer and grows the brain more. Now on the farms, when these things are regulated and there's a lot more commercial value placed on the plant, the ghetto youth in some ghetto B, if he knows that if I have 1 kilo of marijuana to sell to a company and I'll get 500 cedis instead of selling it for 200 cedis for somebody to smoke, where would you go?
I will go to the...
Yes. So if we place a lot more commercial value on the commercial or the economic benefits, then they wouldn't be forced to go for the recreational side. Every law, no matter how you do it, people will break it, but it will be less when it is regulated. Yeah. In Netherlands, where I had the opportunity to be there, if you are even going to even buy the marijuana in any of the coffee shops, you need to produce your ID. So yes, so if it's regulated in that way, so that companies or shops that are responsible for administering it for recreational purposes or even medical purposes, there's a check to do it, I think it will tone down. Other than now that is still illegal, but people are doing it clandestinely, they are doing it secretly and doing it in whatever forms of abuse. Which would you want us to go for?
And all that.
Which would you want us to go for? I use my platforms on social media. It's no secret. Godfather is here. I always make sure that I educate people about it. I inform people about it, even before these regulations do come in. Maybe Godfather might want to...
Thank you, Godfather. I want to talk about the business aspect of it, the way they've dragged your names. Now, no. I am not saying by the grace. I don't know if I should use the name
by the
grace of God.
Amen.
This I can't call God. I don't know what to call.
You have to call God. It's a plant.
Yes.
So the structures are always important. And then structures now, as a president, no, mo beye for more people na mo name na essay ye no, almost suffer about. I mean, talking about these things, you know, and then structures na mo will proposal be a mo te say legalize it pa mo de beto wa my president ana.
That's it. That honorable chairman some kind bill no parliament no or the rastas na say. We can share video no over home. So boy in our Rastafarian friends because consistently brothers and sisters were attending the sessions. 420 Juada Achemui third National Cannabis Conference. It was virtual.
Okay.
It was virtual. So it was on Zoom and it was on Facebook. Hook up Rastafari Council Ghana Facebook platform. I'll bet you share the whole 3 hours. Okay. At that conference, we had 3 speakers. Baku, they're the first Jamaican license. Say Ondria, non Yahweh non Tong. Your friend Ras Demos, Dwayne Mackenzie.
Ras
Demos. But Nidianka said Dwayne Mackenzie.
Okay.
Onona Okuta license or Tong or Dria or the year
or process it.
So. And he shared a lot of experiences for our conference. Another speaker, lawyer Cheryl Murray Powell. She's based in Florida. She's an expert in cannabis law and then cannabinoid and agricultural development. The third speaker was a Ghanaian, Godfred Abuaji, or international cannabis consultant. And he's consulted with the government of Antigua and Barbuda, who are Caribbeans. They've got some projects in Lesotho and they've got some cannabis businesses in the US. Prepare conference reports, no? Now they are called Parliamentary Select Committee on Interior and Defense, the Minister of Interior, the Narcotics Commission, with a set of recommendations on how our Ghana, yesu, jadi ekosu amanoni na mkrofo bebrenya humuska no so na yesu ya benefit inti side idea no it's in place. Now maminka nsemba ko mienu uko Jamaica because of the persecution no Rastafari has a certain dispensation maminka nasa within the cannabis regime because bia beka say before you beti ase po mu na mu starti mu na mu twi ya dream ba so say you betumi anya sky wo you betumi asam yare ani sa nioma no nti recommendations no e be ko no we'll make some proposals there.
So you have to, because you have idea, anything that God will give to mankind, if he doesn't put it in you, he will not put it before you. So the fact that you people have been accused, I know you will learn a lot and you would have to gain ground so you are able to educate the public. You are watching Revelations. My latest name, Maame Grace, is discussing with it's necessary. We need to understand. Okay, ELORM.
Yes.
The way I would say a sayari.
No, it depends. You see, even the marijuana use or ingesting it into your body, you also need to know your blood group. There are some blood groups that, marijuana actually lowers your blood levels. So these are things that you need to know your immune system. There are people who don't know their immune system. That's why I'm saying that even though it's illegal, people are still using it. So maybe it's not good for them, but because of the love or the luxury of having it available, they want to use it and they might be doing more harm to themselves. So whether I'll allow me bar or somebody
depends
around
on
me.
the person's condition.
Yes, I can't
so
force
if what
anybody
happens
to
if
do
I don't
it,
know my blood group, but then maybe I find my peace in that.
That's what I'm saying. That you need to know your system.
We need to know.
You need to know your immune system. You need to know your body's compass or your body's composure and know whether it's good for you or not. That's why it's always good
Is
to
there a
seek
place?
medical
Is there a
advice.
place you can go
No,
and be like, I want to do this? Can you check
outside
that for me?
outside Ghana? I know that
I'm
there
here.
are-
I mean here.
Yes, here I can't ascertain, but I know outside Ghana there are recommendations from doctors that okay, you need to use cannabis or you need to use marijuana in this form, or some even allow the smoking of it. There are some in some jurisdictions, even doctors allow the smoking of it, like people who have asthma. I'm not saying this on TV for people who have asthma to do
Yeah,
this,
but you are
I'm
trying
just trying to explain.
Do you have women in women Rastafarians that do that thing?
Okay.
Have you seen a woman doing it before?
Okay, let me.
How nice! I want to try it. What do you? Where do I start from?
Let me say something. I met a certain lady from Switzerland, and Ossie, she was introduced to cannabis by a doctor to treat her for certain conditions. Now, meaning Rasta women be breamun meaning Rasta men who are locks are motive a touchy form or moon wonder. Inti enye rastas ne nyina na omohye ebinum di num tea ebinum di ye edro we but
biscuit
but enye rasta man bia wo hia no no
and
rasta
be
debi
hi I'm just happy, and these people will insult me, Rob, but I am just happy we are talking about this because Rastafarian, me papa catch me papa we may you so rest in peace. Or say woko baby, now person would do what deja ubia feja Rastafarian. Ube kwa about 10 years or the bema as it is. Is it true?
Yes.
Why that?
Near woman said, okay, you can't be this. But a career Dawson until you who cramoni papa. But ye no say Rastaman catcher will say, whoop a kumu. Sana Santitiano na ye nyaye. But sena mika no, but because but a carino Dawson no. But touch wood. Sena who papa catcher no, would ye cut town or bisa. The average Ghanaian. Oni Rastaman anya nhia obe ka tell say ne papa kan no e anukare.
And also no, anytime our conversation here about ntampi and marijuana comes up, no, I always have a certain lukewarm attitude towards the media, no, because it's always focused on the smoking aspect.
Not the other side.
A lot more of the media guys, they don't do research to even know. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring my boombox. There's a boombox that I bought, which was also made of marijuana and bamboo.
Okay, we will take part 2 of this conversation. And I plead you bring certain things for us to see so that if it's possible for us to close the mindset about the smoking, so we are able to do the other. I think Black Rasta started talking about these things long ago. We will talk about that in our next conversation. Na ya sanya can say obi sorry etimi ono sorry ya na or say or grow hair no and sometimes a motivation and a obi na also as your role model and na will be grow hair no. We will continue this same conversation no next week, so we educate ourselves, and then I love them just that ba kubi no obey me kakra no oprapra no hododo nti no but me I love them. I love every Rastafarian today. So, Daddy, since you are the president, today name me, give me one name. I'm a Rastafarian today. So when I get into your kingdom, I'm able to tell my name. Since you are the president.
Makida is the most popular name. My granddaughter is called Makida.
Makida.
A friend who is in America right now, he named his daughter Makida. Makida is the name. We believe Makida is the name of the Queen of Sheba. Queen of Sheba no Shia Solomon. Into who can Kibranigast, Ethiopia form one of their biggest books.
Into Makida.
Please
tell the public.
Empress Makida.
Okay. So from now, anytime you see me with any Rastafarian, I am a Rastafarian from today. And my name is Empress Makida from Daddy Bosco, the president of Rastafarians. And my other name is Maame Grace. The other day you heard my name. I was called Hawa. Some people called me Demon. Anything you will call me. I am your host and you are watching Revelation. Same time next week. Yes, Empress Makida will come your way with another episode. Bless us all.